Hello my fellow Dragon Ball superfans, this is Tech Jadis and Frieza. I think we need to have a talk about Frieza. When it comes to the fan reaction, now things are starting to get a little bit soured. People aren't as enthusiastic about that old tyrant as they used to be. And I think I know why. I think I can understand, and I might be a little bit more extreme on that end, since I really don't ever want to see him again. But the fans are just at this point being like, meh, like, oh, Frieza again, come on, like, it's always Frieza, what's always Frieza? In the community, the reactions always seems to be a little more positive and forgiving. They like to see Frieza, and I can understand why. I can understand why somebody would want to see Frieza again and want him coming back and, trying to make excuses for Super and things of that nature. I don't fault anybody for that, but I don't share the same feelings. My reaction is really close to what the fans were saying. They kind of, not again, Frieza. But at this point, I think I was saying that during the first time when he was resurrected, when he turned gold. And now I'm just like face palming and rolling my eyes. Frieza is awesome. Let me just put that down there. Frieza is awesome, but I need to explain why, because a lot of people have misconceptions that he's maybe just awesome because he's Frieza. No, it had nothing to do with it. Frieza is awesome because of what he was, because of his position in the story, because of how he helped the show. He helped certain characters in the show, like he helped them grow, cultivated them. A protagonist can only be as good as their antagonist. Some people say that. I think that holds a lot of merit. And as an antagonist, he is pretty top-notch. But if you take almost any antagonist and you take them out of their element, they become a shell of their former self, which I think has happened to Frieza. Because once upon a time, we would have an arc where Frieza would show up or be the antagonist, and then we'd have Vegeta. If you looked at Vegeta from the beginning of the Frieza saga to the end, he's like a different guy. He has grown so exponentially that he has become such a cooler character, and we like him all the better for it. Gohan was kind of like a sniveling little brat, but you would not say that after the Frieza saga. He never went, oh no, I'm too scared to fight after the Frieza saga. Like, that never happened. He found his bravery. He became a completely different person by the end of the Frieza saga. Piccolo, super mean evil guy, does one selfless thing to save Gohan, and then suddenly they have to face Frieza. Suddenly Piccolo's training, and then when he gets wished back, he merges with Nail. You could say that if you want to compare Piccolo from the Saiyan saga to the Frieza saga, completely different guy again. Like, Frieza inspires ridiculous change and ridiculous growth out of characters. And that's why we like him. He is such an insurmountable mountain to climb that you have to grow as a person in order to even have a chance of making that climb. That is what makes a good villain, and that's why Frieza's awesome. But this Frieza being resurrected is not the same Frieza that I just described. Not at all. Not even close. Frieza by himself isn't Frieza. It's never been Frieza. Frieza doesn't do his own dirty work. Frieza had a reputation. He had an army. He had goals. A conquest. A universe, basically, under his thumb. That's who he was. These things are, like, very imposing. Like, they didn't have to fight Frieza, or they barely even saw him. He went by in his pod, and he was already so ridiculously imposing as a villain that, like, he made me nervous as a fan. Just his existence. But he's not that anymore. When he was that, that's when he was able to inspire any kind of growth. Nobody grew when he came back and turned gold. Nobody was training to beat him. Goku and Vegeta's training was interrupted so they could go kill Frieza. Come on. That's not growth. He didn't inspire anything. He didn't expand his empire when he had the chance, when he had his army back. They went and resurrected him and he let them all down. This isn't Frieza. This isn't the Frieza that is what he was. And they keep trying to pull back all this nostalgia, like, remember old Frieza? Remember, you have to get those member berries from old Frieza, otherwise new Frieza's not gonna work. He's not gonna fly. You gotta remember old Frieza. This ain't old Frieza. It's not even close. Might as well just be a new guy. As a matter of fact, I think it would actually help story-wise if it was a new character. That way we wouldn't have to go, wait, so Frieza's here. We could totally have old Frieza, but that would take, like, you know, writing character development and time. I mean, I guess we can't have that in Super anymore. So it's just going to be Frieza's face on the screen, and we're just supposed to be like, remember old Frieza? And then think he's cool still. No. Sorry. The fans are starting to warm up to this, that Frieza's just getting less cool as time goes on, and I think that we've already kind of broke the camel's back on that one. He's got no reason to be in the show. He's not helping anybody. All that insane growth that he inspired his first time around, none of that's happening. He has the potential to do it again. He just has to go become what he was. But that takes time. It takes time. Instead, we have to have a ready-made army resurrecting him, and then immediately, like, train to go throw yourself back into the flame. That's not what Frieza is. If he would have left and not faced Goku and took over the universe slowly, and then instead of resurrecting him now, they would have been like, oh crap, Frieza exists out there? Like, I kind of felt that he was, but nobody ever said anything, or maybe King Kai warned him, but he never came to Earth. Like, he was out there just wreaking havoc and reclaiming his old lands. At that point, that would be imposing because there would be stakes. But that didn't happen. They didn't write Frieza correctly, and they just shoehorned him right back into hell. And now they're trying to pull him back because people are still clamoring for what was in Z that we probably will never get again. I think people just need to let this go. Frieza's getting ruined. He might have already been ruined. At this point, since he's already dead and one more death would equal his non-existence, I think that they should let him die in the tournament. Frieza should get one really nice send-off, maybe a little bit of redemption in his death, something like that. He should just be let go. And then we don't have to worry about this anymore. Frieza's reputation is no longer tarnished, even though it's already been tarnished. He's still, at least, I think, in the realm of cool before he gets completely sullied into being meh. He can die and still be cool. That's what I hope happens. And I think people need to stop getting super hyped about Frieza continuously being used as a cash cow to get people in front of a screen, and pine for the days when Frieza was actually a good antagonist. Because people getting all fanboyish about this is kind of ruining the show. And as part of the community, I gotta say everybody else just needs to stop it. This ain't good. This ain't good. Dredging up the past instead of creating a new future is always the worst way to go, and it's never been what Dragon Ball's about. So, that's my stance. Frieza, I hope you get a good send-off. I hope you do get a send-off, and I'll miss you. If you've liked this conversation, give me a like down below. If you didn't like, give me a dislike. If you disagree with anything I've said, give me a comment down below and we'll make a conversation about it. If you'd like to hear my next episode, then subscribe and you'll get one soon. And thank you very much for listening.